This song is a call and response. We start with Robert Plant singing the first bluesy phrase. Followed by now this was written by the bassist John Paul Jones, who said that he was taking ideas from the Howlin' Wolf album. Obviously the British invasion bands were really obsessed with the American blues artists, Led Zeppelin and the Rolling Stones especially. So call and response, very important to blues. Both the melody and guitar part are the call and response. So we get 4 phrases of that riff. And the 4th time we head into the section that can really trip people up rhythmically. Let me walk into it though by playing the last phrase, all right? And you'll see how it's really odd, and I'm going to talk about John Bonham's solution to this part, but here we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, then it goes into this other part. So this is odd time signature, 5/4 basically, but I really don't recommend counting it out to learn it because John Bonham's solution was to just keep playing in 4/4 and the time signatures converge. So the odd time signature that Page is playing in eventually matches up with the 4/4 that John Bonham is keeping. So you can hear that in the recording. You hear they get a little off sync even then, and they decided to keep it. It's one of their studio techniques was to keep errors, if you will, or things that are just not perfect, and that's part of the beauty and depth of, you know, rock and blues, right? It's not all perfect. So I would recommend just trying to hear it out and play it instead of count it. All right, so let's go into the next section after. So that's when Plant's singing, oh yeah, right? Now we have a cool power chord here. This is all in A, right? This is this A minor pentatonic on this blues riff, a little bit on E, but now we're back in A. Page is going to start relying on the major pentatonic. So here we know this is the minor blues scale. By the way, quick plug for my Patreon, where you can find an arrangement of this with the vocal melody, which might be useful as well. So all of this will be written out at patreon.com/mtguitar. Thanks for checking that out. So when we go here, Page is now going to start playing from the major pentatonic, not the minor. So when he goes, that's major pentatonic, right? Right? So to master the blues, we need to do both minor and major. So here, he's going to go a little bit of a bend, that's actually minor, right? That's the flat third. And then nice major pentatonic riff. So, oh yeah. And then back to minor. And then back to the chord. Then he goes to the C. Again, major pentatonic. Back to the main verse. Da ba da ba da ba 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 da da. Oh, sorry. What is going on with the guitars? We know that there's like a tripling of the guitars basically. Page decided to record the same part. It's called overdubbing in a sense. The same guitar part over and over. So it produces this really sonically rich sort of stereo effect where we have guitars coming from us at both speakers that are individually recorded. So he tripled this so we get a thick sound even though it's just one riff that's repeated, or overdubbed I should say. Now he adds a harmony, right? So this part's really cool. So after Plant does his initial call, Page is going to respond with a harmony. So let's first hear the call from from Plant. harmony. One more time. Harmony. Okay, then it goes back to this. Now we're missing one section. So that harmony, by the way, is major. So it's very fascinating because this is minor, but this is major. He's bending to the fifth and walking up to the major third, spelling a major triad. Then mixed Lydian. Going back to the A5 power chord structure. All right, now the only part we have left would be hey baby, right? And so that's after one of these stops here, and then let me play it for you first here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to the verse. Okay, so that is a great page technique where he's going to use the bass notes as the riff as he holds this chord. Even when he goes to this bass note, he's going to grab that power chord structure. Yeah, a little tricky. Also, Page loves anticipation, right? So some really great techniques in this song, considered one of the greatest rock riffs of all time. So those are your sections. You've got the main riff. You've got the E minor part, right, which is basically the same thing down a string, and then the major part, and then you've got the harmony, and then you've got the right. And that's it. So do subscribe. We're trying to grow our subscriber count and grow the channel. Really appreciate your support. Thanks for tuning in. Definitely fun to do some Led Zeppelin. And I hope you're doing well. Thanks.